Well. Squatters, we are at it again, back with another one. Let's continue engaging. I'm very curious and somehow I'm shocked, about this July unrest issue. It's more like everything that has happened in July, it is being pinned on one sole individual. I don't know if, maybe for a lack of a better word, the blame is on Duduzile Zuma, right? Here's my view. There is politics, there is law, right? So as human beings, we need to distinguish between the two. That's number one. Number two, we should not let these two different fraternities to confuse us. Because here, if you ask me now, politically and legally, Duduzile was wrong to actually be more like she was acting as someone who's instigating for something to further happen. Politically, she was right, because when we talk about how people react to situations, morally, it was out of frustration. And this is a sensitive matter, but although I will just put my head on the block that I feel more like she is being vilified because of her association. I mean, you cannot divorce your father. You cannot disown your father. And everything that happens to your father, it affects you as the daughter. You look at the bond between Duduzile Zuma and her father. They have a very strong bond. It's a fact. We can't deny that. We can't run away from that fact. And as human beings, somehow, even if it was just an average person who's not politically aligned, who's not active in anything, I think the temptation could have been there to act in that manner. So in my own view, I feel like she's being victimized, straightforward. It's good to know the truth and to be able to speak the truth. As much as people are labeling her as someone who's heartless and all of that, but in this one, our legal system the state is just victimizing her. Why would you pin the whole July unrest on one person? Is it possible that you caused the whole damage? Let's be honest, by the way, with this whole thing of July unrest. By that time, people were supercharged. And not to forget that there are people who actually likes Jacob Zuma, passionately so. And everybody was supercharged. And because of the economic circumstances and unemployment, people got an opportunity to commit crimes. If you can check, crime was very high at that particular time. And a whole lot of damage was done in that period. Why? Because they arrested. We can't run away from the fact that the former president, Jacob Zuma, is a prominent person. He's a prominent politician, so to speak. And then he's very much influential. And right from the beginning, I felt like Jacob Zuma is being victimized by being sent to prison, without any trial and all of that. And remember where this issue started. This issue started when Justice Zondo didn't want to recuse himself. Jacob Zuma went to the state capture inquiry. He answered the questions and all of that. Everything was fine. Until he said, you know what? You know what now? I'm starting to feel uncomfortable and I want this man to recuse himself. You cannot be law unto yourself, meaning that you cannot preside over your own matter. I was so surprised that, Justice Zondo came with the verdict and say, yeah, I don't think I must recuse myself. Like, why wouldn't they at least find someone who's just, neutral to preside over this case? Because Jacob Zuma was willing to appear, as he did actually appear in the state capture. I feel more like the state capture was actually, the main target was to target former President Jacob Zuma and all of the people who were actually affiliated or very close to Jacob Zuma. The problem that I have is that it's not like money was stolen or corruption started when Zuma became a president. No, even Mandela, there was corruption. Even Thabo Mbeki, there was corruption. We all know that corruption has always been there. And now, why do we victimize one family about all the horrible things? Now we point them to Jacob Zuma. That is my concern. And as citizens, we need to really be concerned, because if we don't pick up these things, it's so easy to be misled, to be misled. Look at the issue. When the issue happens, look at the root cause of that problem. Where does it stem from? And take out the roots. Then you are sorted. So this whole July unrest issue, I feel more like shame. Duduzile is just, taking a shot for his father. That is a little bit unfair. And if as citizens we are going to celebrate things like this, we are lost. I feel more like we are willing to, to crucify people because of their affiliation and all of that. Like I'm saying, that everybody was supercharged and people were willing to go that far of committing crimes and all of that. And criminals got an opportunity now to also cause chaos. Criminals, they like chaos, all of that. But I don't know, squatters, maybe you'll say something different, but we can't run away from the fact that that was her father, and she actually acted out of emotions. And somehow, yes, she might have, technically or indirectly pushed that to happen further. But to say the state now formulates a case against her, solely against her, and most South Africans committed crimes during that time. And there are people who could visibly be seen on cameras committing those crimes. They never accounted for. I remember the Mercedes-Benz guy is the only guy that they made an example. You know how I feel about this Duduzile issue. I feel like the state is trying to victimize her so that anyone who would ever think of acting that way, they will be like, the state will have a case against me and I wouldn't survive if Duduzile couldn't really survive. So it is worrisome because, if we allow this kind of political witch hunt to enter into our legal system. Remember, in the beginning I said, politics aside, law aside, our legal system. If we allow politics to enter into the legal space, we are going to have a serious problem. So politics should play there, and our legal system should just be there, so that we don't mix these two different things together. Because if we allow that, it means now we are allowing our legal system to be influenced by politics. It means now, simply in a simple term, we are going to allow politicians who are hating on other politicians to victimize them through the legal system. I feel it is wrong. Then it means people will not have a freedom to exercise politics, because politics is not kind. It's not an environment where, you know, there's chicken and rice, you're sitting in a restaurant and having a good time. Politics can be very dirty and should never be associated with our legal system. Yes, if somebody did something wrong, yes. It's the same case as when Zuma was supposed to become a president in 2008, and now Thabo Mbeki realized that, he's going to be a president. And now they formulated a lot of charges, including rape, by the way. And now the judges had a sitting, and they were discussing this issue. And they issued a verdict that, we cannot charge someone in this kind of environment where the situation is politically charged, and this is a political witch hunt. So from a political point of view, they couldn't charge him because they knew what it is not really that because he was guilty about everything. No, they formulated these charges so that he doesn't become a president. In fact, it was used as a weapon to stop Jacob Zuma from becoming a president. So also this issue, I don't know, maybe you'll have a different view, squatters, but I feel more like we are using a political tool, a legal tool to victimize politicians or people who are active in politics. And sometimes when you speak your mind, you should be scared because they can victimize you and all of that. So this whole case is influenced by politics. So a judge who will be sitting down and assessing everything should really also consider that on the other side, these are politically influenced charges. That someone somewhere there above on a senior position. By the way, if you ask me now, I will put it this way. I feel like Cyril Ramaphosa hates Zuma to that extent that he even is even willing to actually attack everyone, including his kids, because we know that these two are political rivals. Then why do you fight me and involve my kids? It's just worrisome. I don't know, maybe I might be wrong. Maybe this is not what it seems like, but to me it looks like this is a political witch hunt. And if we allow this, we entertain this kind. I was listening to people, the views on social media and all of that. Some were saying, yeah, she must be charged. Yeah, she instigated this and all of that. People are moving with the rhythm, with the vibe, with the mood. So, in my own opinion, these charges are just a fallacy. It's something that is being politically motivated. They are using a legal tool to victimize Duduzile in this one. This one I can take a shot for her that Sometimes we need to sober up and think about this issue from a broader perspective to say, wait, there's something that's not right here. Why this? Why this? Then we'll get an answer that, no, but this, it's politically motivated. So somehow whoever will be sitting, looking at this case, judges, prosecutors, all of that, the NPA, they must also look at the political side of this matter. They'll find something. They'll find discrepancies. And if they find discrepancies, that's the reason, that's a good reason to be worried that where is this actually going? Where is this? It's like Justice Zondo, when he was treating Zuma the way he did, he was actually influenced by politics as a jurist person. Then he got everything wrong. And now we have wasted 1 billion, more than 1 billion about this state capture thing, and it never worked. It never yielded any results. I don't know, squatters. Maybe you'll have a different view, but this is my view that this one, it's cooked. Thanks, squatters.